Immerse yourself in Love on Call, a captivating tale that spins the narrative on unexpected connections. Follow Nancy and Leo, two divergent souls whose paths cross under the most unconventional circumstances, leading them on a journey of self-discovery, intimacy, and the essence of companionship. This retelling promises to unravel layers of emotions and desires, challenging societal norms. Set against the backdrop of evocative scenes, this story is poised to engage, provoke thought, and perhaps even change perceptions. Join us as we delve into their world. So, this movie kicks off with Nancy Stokes, who's got herself a room in this swanky hotel because she's expecting someone special. Meanwhile, Leo Grande is somewhere sipping his coffee, enjoying a croissant, totally unaware of the anticipation in the air as he makes his way over to his client. Nancy, on her end, is doing her bit to set the mood right, checking out the minibar, getting herself psyched up for the meet. She even takes a little liquid courage, just to steady the nerves. Then comes the moment. There's a knock on the door, and bam, it's Leo. The introductions are a bit awkward, with Nancy feeling a tad shy and all. But Leo, being the charmer that he is, throws around a few compliments, even plants a kiss to break the ice. Nancy is a bit shy, bringing up the age issue right away. But Leo, smooth as ever, isn't fazed. He's all about making her feel at ease, even suggesting they pop open a bottle of champagne to lighten the mood further. And Nancy? Well, she's not about to say no to that, about to say no. Then, Leo shifts gears into charm mode, cracking jokes left and right, trying to find that perfect wavelength to connect with Nancy. She's all flustered, telling him straight up how good-looking he is, and that it's kind of making her nervous. But Leo, he's just eating it up, can't seem to take his eyes off her. Nancy, curious as ever, starts probing about his job, asking if he's been paid yet and how long he's been in the game. Leo shares bits and pieces, trying to ease her worries. He's all gung-ho about making all of Nancy's wildest dreams come true tonight, asking her what's on her wish list. Nancy's pretty straightforward. She's looking for that classic meet cute followed by some intimate time together. She specifically wanted someone young, and in her eyes, Leo's hitting all the right notes. Yet, she can't shake off her nerves, keeps wondering if Leo's somehow let down by her. But Leo, he's not having any of that doubt. He reassures her with a kiss, tops off their glasses with champagne, all smooth-like. Nancy's jittery, wanting to jump straight to the action, but Leo suggests they slow down, maybe chat a bit. Nancy's quick to shoot that down, thinking they've got nothing in common, nothing worth talking about. But Leo, he's a box of surprises, insists on proving her wrong, making promises of a good time she wouldn't want to miss. Nancy's not too keen on surprises, but Leo's confidence is kind of infectious. Nancy's still caught up in a whirlwind of awkwardness. After all, hiring someone for pleasure isn't exactly her every day. Leo, though, he's in his element, assures her he's totally cool with how things are going down. Nancy opens up, sharing she's never really felt true pleasure, not even on her own. A confession that's both intimate and sad. She mentions her husband passed away 2 years back, and since then, she's been kind of going through the motions, faking what she never really felt. Leo, she tells him, is set to be number 2 on her very short list, the first since her husband. And she's so upfront, even says if Leo wants out, she's willing to settle for half the fee. No hard feelings. But Leo, he's not going anywhere. He's here to make sure Nancy gets the most out of this. Shares a bit about his own experiences where things got a bit dicey on the job. It's all part of the gig for him. He guesses Nancy might be holding back because she feels it'd be a betrayal to her late husband. But Nancy corrects him. That's not it. She recently quit teaching, worried more about what her son might think of all this. When Leo suggests moving things to the bedroom, Nancy's in. Albeit with a funny suggestion about Leo popping a pill to ensure performance. Leo just laughs it off. He's confident in his natural energy, always has been. Leo's got this belief that there's something uniquely attractive in every woman, a line that somehow comforts Nancy. She's curious though, asking if he's ever been with someone older. Leo's honest. Yep, up to 82. That seems to ease Nancy's mind. But then, just as things are heating up, she needs a bathroom break. Leo, meanwhile, decides it's snack time, grabs a drink and a chocolate bar from the minibar. When Nancy reappears, she's not too thrilled about the chocolate scent, sending Leo off to brush his teeth. When he's back, Nancy's had a change of heart. ready to pay up for the full session, no strings attached. But Leo senses there's more to it, asks her straight up if she's into this. Nancy admits she's actually quite taken. They dive into a deeper chat, Nancy confessing the whole decision took months, a battle with doubts and desires, until she finally took the plunge. Yet, here she is, still wrestling with those second thoughts. Nancy, still wrestling with her feelings, confesses her thing for younger guys but can't wrap her head around why Leo hasn't taken the money and dashed given her offer. Leo, on his end, admits there's something about Nancy that piques his interest. He's not one to just hit the road on a whim. As they delve deeper, Nancy shares tales of her youth, how girls back then were much like they are today, but she can't help but point out the glaring age gap between them, hinting at her insecurities. In an attempt to shift gears, Leo suggests they cozy up under the covers, not for what you might think but to chat, to really talk. And so they do. Nancy, impressed by Leo's intellect, probes deeper into his life, curious about his education and family. Leo opens up about his mom, a strict woman blissfully unaware of her son's real line of work, thinking he's out on an oil rig. This gets a genuine laugh out of Nancy, breaking the tension for a moment. She contrasts this with her own life, sharing stories about her son who's on the brink of wrapping up his master's degree and who, in her eyes, seems a bit too dull for his own good. The conversation takes a turn towards the more personal, as Nancy vents about her family dynamics, especially the strained relationship with her daughter. Leo listens, offering the kind of understanding that seems to bridge the gap between them, even suggesting that perhaps her son isn't as open about his life as she believes. Nancy reflects on her teaching career, feeling as though she's been in a repetitive loop, telling the same stories year after year to uninterested students. Then, Nancy dives into a more intimate revelation about her 31-year marriage, surprising even herself by admitting how distant she and her husband had become. She recounts a particularly vivid memory from a restaurant where a waiter's undivided attention made her feel seen, desired, in a way she hadn't in years. The story takes a turn towards the whimsical as she describes a fleeting, passionate encounter that ended as abruptly as it began, with the mysterious man disappearing into the night. When Leo and Nancy meet up again, it's like no time has passed between them. Nancy dives right in, sharing what she particularly enjoyed about their last encounter, opting out of the champagne this time, and launching into her fantasies, the ones she's itching to explore. She shares her top fantasy, and Leo, ever the optimist, assures her it's within reach. He even suggests they could add more to the list, though Nancy's not quite sure they'll manage to tick everything off. Leo's all for taking things slow, easing into the evening, but Nancy's determined to make every fantasy a reality, starting with numero uno. Just as they're getting into the groove, Nancy's phone rings, pulling her away. But when she returns, they find their rhythm again, this time through dance. The mood lightens considerably. They're genuinely enjoying each other's company, laughing and moving to the music. In a more intimate turn, Leo offers Nancy a massage, an offer she welcomes. As he sheds his shirt and gets to work, Nancy finds herself increasingly drawn to him, her gaze tracing the lines of his back, arms, and chest. However, as the tension builds, her insecurities bubble to the surface, prompting her to retreat. But Leo, ever the gentleman, reassures her, urging her not to be ashamed of her body, to see herself as he sees her. The conversation takes an unexpected turn towards man wars, a topic that surprises Leo but leads him to share personal stories about his younger brother in the army, revealing a side of himself Nancy hadn't seen. Trying to lighten the mood, Leo suggests a role-playing game, diving headfirst into character. As they pause, catching their breath, Nancy shares more about her life, her students, and the satisfaction she finds in simple conversations. They delve into deeper discussions about the legality of Leo's profession, both finding solace in the idea that it brings happiness to others. Nancy, feeling a wave of gratitude and perhaps a touch of affection, decides it's her turn to give back to Leo in their third meeting. But when they meet, it's Leo who has a surprise for Nancy. Though she's pleased, there's a hint of something missing. The fountain of pleasure she was perhaps hoping for. Leo, trying to navigate the emotional landscape, asks her about the intimate moments with her husband, a question that brings a smile to Nancy's face and marks another item off her list. Their connection deepens as Nancy realizes how attuned Leo is to her needs, saying the right things at the right moments. She's overwhelmed with satisfaction, regretting only that it took her so long to seek out this kind of fulfillment. But as they get closer, Nancy's curiosity about the man behind the Leo Grande persona grows. She admits to doing some digging and discovering his real name, a revelation that doesn't sit well with Leo. He's on the verge of leaving, frustrated that Nancy can't see the distinction between his professional identity and his personal life. Leo reveals a bit more about himself in the heat of the moment, hinting at the complex relationship he has with his family, especially his mother, who's so estranged that she tells people her son is dead. Nancy, ever the problem solver, offers to mediate, but Leo shuts that down quickly. Their conversation takes a turn and Leo storms out, only to return shortly after, searching for his phone. The tension between them escalates, not just because of the missing phone, but because of the underlying issues Leo faces with his family dynamics. In a moment of vulnerability, Leo compares Nancy to his own mother, confessing that their similarities bring back painful memories of disappointment and unmet expectations. After finding his phone and insisting that Nancy owes him nothing for the evening, Leo leaves, leaving Nancy to ponder the complex web of emotions and revelations of the night. As Nancy sits, eagerly awaiting her fourth rendezvous with Leo, a familiar face, one of the waitresses, recognizes her as her former teacher and can't help but express her surprise. Their reunion is cut short by Leo's arrival. The waitress, curious about their connection, gets a quick cover story about a car sale meeting from Leo. Over coffee, Nancy opens up about the transformative journey she's been on, crediting Leo with much of her newfound zest for life. She's so invigorated by the changes that she's even recommended Leo to her friends, hoping they too can rediscover their spark. In a moment of openness, Nancy reveals her true identity as Susan Robinson, shedding light on the constraints of living a life bound by expectation and the liberating experience of finally putting her own happiness first. She expresses her gratitude to Leo for his role in her transformation. Their conversation is peppered with interruptions from the waitress, who shares a memorable story from her school days, highlighting Susan's impactful, albeit strict, teaching style. Leo, meanwhile, shares a personal revelation with Susan. He's opened up to his brother about his unconventional profession. His brother's reaction was one of surprise, but not disbelief, hinting at a deeper understanding of Leo's estrangement from their mother. Leo recounts a pivotal moment from his youth, a party gone awry that led to a profound misunderstanding with his mother, ultimately driving a wedge between them and shaping his decision to leave home. In their final moments together, Nancy pays Leo a profound compliment, referring to him not as a disappointment, but as the savior of hearts. This confession lights up Leo's world. As they prepare to leave, Nancy turns to the waitress, her former student, and apologizes for her past rudeness. After dealing with the situation, Nancy playfully admits to the waitress that her interest in selling the car was just a cover-up. Instead, she approves of the unique kind of support Leo offers and suggests that it might benefit the surprised girl as well. Nancy and Leo retreat to their private sanctuary one last time, reaching new heights of connection and fulfillment. Leo brings a playful element to their meeting, a new toy. This meeting, their last, confirms the profound impact they had on each other's lives. Leo, as they leave, reflects on their life together, grateful that Nancy came into his life through a happy accident. They leave with a deeper understanding of themselves and the unpredictable nature of connection, taking with them memories of shared experiences that defied expectations and led them into uncharted territories of happiness and self-discovery. Love on Call unravels an unexpected journey of connection, challenging our views on intimacy and companionship. Through Nancy and Leo's unconventional relationship, we explore themes of self-discovery and fulfillment. Their story prompts us to question the boundaries we place on relationships and the ways in which we seek connection. What do you think about their unique bond? Can unconventional relationships provide the same depth of companionship as traditional ones? If you enjoyed this deep dive into Love on Call, hit like, subscribe for more insightful movie retellings, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement fuels our passion for exploring the intricate layers of storytelling. See you in the next video.